Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be showing you the highest tempo Evelynn carry build in the game. The highest tempo meaning once you start the snowball, it is harder for the enemies to stop it. And that's because it has a lot of free gold and cheap items. So we have First Strike, free boots, futures market, lots of free gold here, cosmic eyeballs, relentless for more movement speed. You might say, well, why not go for treasure hunter for more gold? The thing is, treasure hunter just got nerfed. The rune is kind of poop, so we're not going to take it. The movement speed on this is very nice for landing our charms as well. Then we have double AP and armor. For our jungle item, we want the blue one to go faster. The blue one interacts with the game more frequently and consistently than any other one. The red one and green one really don't do anything against monster camp since you're going to farm full HP anyways. The green one doesn't help. Red one only affects champions. So the blue one's the most consistent for touching bushes or killing a large monster and getting the movement speed bonus. It's easier to land charms when you're coming out of brush and things like that and escaping. So yeah, anyways, we're going to be rushing down Mej, literally first item, into Lucid. It's going to be a lot of fun. This Evelynn build relies a lot on spam ganking, so try to make sure you have gankable lanes. I think my bot lane's gankable with the Zerath against the immobile enemy bot lane, and I think my top lane's very gankable as well, so it should be a really fun game. If you don't think you have very strong lanes to gank for, you'd be better off with Gathering Storm Absolute Focus Evelynn jungle instead in the secondary runes, but if you feel like you do have some strong lanes to gank for, this build is a whole lot of fun. First Strike actually has a really high win rate on Evelynn. When you look at First Strike, it has a higher win rate than her other keystones at the moment. It really is just because of tempo. Evelynn's so challenging to deal with once she's level 6 and has Mej that not many comps or champions can truly deal with that, since you can't get away from her charm and there's just so much damage coming out. You have to buy control words. People don't like to buy control words. All of that kind of playing in. I don't want to gank for Corki early against an Akali, so we'll go double points in Q. If you're worried about getting invaded by the enemy jungler, it's a Warwick, Kindred, Grey, something that you know doesn't want a full clear, then do buff, then start your full clear. Buff into buff is the best way to avoid dying, because whenever people invade you, 19 out of 20 times if they do invade you, they're trying to kill you on a buff. So if you buff, you'll avoid them, because they're most likely going to do triple camp for level 3 into an invade. I'm not worried about an Amumu invade, though. You don't really need a potion on Evelynn. Looks like my Singed already died. Very cool. An early death. Alright. Luckily, it doesn't look like he'll miss too much off of it because it's Singed. So we just did a 310 full clear. Not bad. We have enough HP to gank. You want to avoid solo fights on Evelynn early. There's not many junglers she can solo. Just focus on full clear ganking pre-6. Alright, this guy's dead. I'm gonna walk him down with Eon. He just literally pulled him out of my charm, but alright, we were still able to get it. Auto attacking the E reset. I didn't get the kill, unfortunately, but we got Relentless Hunter stack, which is good. We want to get this wave pushed ASAP. That way Cho'Gath misses as many minions as possible. He's forced to TP. And plus now Singed can run past and do some proxy, potentially. It looks like Amumu's still here. I don't want to stay for that. First back, pick up Dark Seal. Amp Tome. If you can afford Mej on your first back, feel free to do so, because odds are if you can afford Mej on your first back after full clear and ganks, that means you got a bunch of kills. And you'll have Relentless Hunter stacks, and you'll get your free boots sooner and all that. But in this case, we didn't get a whole lot. All we got was 1 assist, so Dark Still Amp Tome is just fine. We should be able to solo Mumu at this point. We have red buff, he doesn't have red buff. And yeah. I'll just take this, though. His bot lane kind of has prio. My Q went through this. That's kind of weird. Got charm on him. I don't know where my charm went. It's like I somehow autoed him while I was stunned. I'm just going to flash that. That was getting hecka hairy. MF didn't heal, and we just didn't really have the tools to do a whole lot there. And Corki's dead. It's a very ugly situation. Auto attack E reset. I'm surprised Brand went for that, honestly. I guess he knew I was low, which I am. He only landed 1 ability and kind of almost killed me. So if he had got me while I was on Grump, I actually would have died if he landed everything. He didn't have ward because he'd already laid it. So yeah, that situation was weird. I'm not quite sure what happened to my charm, because I clicked it on Amumu right as he was starting up his stun on me, but it's like I somehow auto attacked him or hit him while he had me stunned. And that had wasted my charm and just turned it into the slow. So kind of a weird situation there. When you apply the full charm, obviously it's a charm instead of a slow. It also shreds some magic resist, which would have been really helpful since me and Xerath are magic damage champs. My whole team's magic damage except for MF, so this is a clear Void Staff game. If the enemies are going to stack magic resist, Sorc Shoes are dog. Do not build them. You would want to go for a Void Staff, second, third, or fourth item. We're going to put Q and E on cooldown, then use W. That way we can constantly cycle our Q and our E without just sitting on them and doing nothing. Lucids, way cheaper than Sorc. They help you clear your camps faster than Sorcs. And yeah, helps us snowball quicker with the Mej, get around the map. Evelynn is a Mej abuse champ. The whole, everything she does just revolves around Mej. Her healing from her R, survivability from R back, the blue jungle item, Relentless Hunter. It's all Mej based. He keeps flicking him out of my... I don't know why he keeps flicking him out of my thing. I almost died there though. That was super risky. And I'm still not getting the kills, which sucks. It's not a bad time for me to actually reset here. I'll go ahead and just reset. Torgath did a lot of damage, a lot more than I was expecting with his build. But so yeah, Sin should basically just wait to fling until after I land Charm there. He's flinging a little bit early, I'd say. It's alright. Looking at our best gank. Typically when you're 6 on Evelynn, ganking bot lane's your best because they're not 6 yet. Like you see, they're all still level 5. And it's going to be easier to abuse them since they don't have ultimates. We need to get our Mej stacked. Looks like Sinch executed for some reason. I need to check this area real quick. I don't have R. This isn't my favorite thing to do. They don't have a control word. They often don't lay them this far forward. Why are you guys scaring her away? Get him with the slow. And down he goes. That was really, really big. Mej is now at 7 stacks. We didn't have R either, so getting a Mej stack there is huge. Look like we're going this way, but we can turn back around or go this way. I'll lay it here. I don't want to have to deal with a Mumu, and I can come back for this control word. They're going to get baited for it. Don't know why Xerath's doing... Ooh, Mumu's here. He's 6. I'm just going to ping out where the Amumu is. Notice how I don't ping my teammates directly. You're better off pinging what you're trying to convey. Give them the information, let them decide what to do with it. Because in their minds, they may think, oh, we can fight 2v2 there. But if you ping your teammates directly, they think you're telling them you guys have to back up. So instead of telling them what to do, just convey what information you want them to know. I have level advantage on a Mumu. I need to keep my Mej up though, so I'd rather give Dragon than die here. I feel like they're coming over here, which is why I'm pulling this out. So yeah, it looks like they're actually on it. They don't have that big of items yet, no full items. I'm just gonna R early. I don't feel like dying. If he landed stun there, Caitlyn trap, I'm just dead. That's big. If I can kill a Kali here, it's worth. Oh, she's gonna run to a plant. Get her with E. My damage is very low right now is the thing. Like, this is the thing about Mej Ev. You don't rush Mej and then all of a sudden, oh, I won the game. I have a Rabadon. No, no, no. You gotta stack it. So that fight actually got us insanely fed. Like, the game... the game is over as long as we don't die now. 15 stack Mej. So once you're 10 stacking up, you have a constant 10% extra movement speed. So right now these camps are down. I'll go ahead and full clear towards top side. My R is on cooldown anyways. If your R is on cooldown, especially if your R and Flash are on cooldown, you don't have to be looking for a gank. Plus I already have 10 plus stacks, which is the sweet spot on Mej for the extra movement speed. I can't solo Cho'Gath. I don't want to run past all my camps to go push him off my turret there necessarily. He can only take it so fast as is. Once his Demolish is on cooldown, if he even has turret Demolish. So we'll go ahead and clear up into it. Once again, if you are playing Evelynn against an early game champ who doesn't full clear and probably going to invade you, do buff, buff, then full clear. It's your best. It's going to cost you about 8 to 10 seconds clearing that way compared to a standard linear. But it's worth not dying on your second buff, which is what almost every single invade relies on is killing you on your second buff, since buffs take a while, and then they can kill you and get the buff. It maximizes their gain from having to walk all that way. Our R's coming up. We have Smite ready. This looks like a good situation. Bot lane's bot, top lane's top, so it's only going to be a Mumu at max. I think I stepped on a word there. I'm not sure actually. She gonna take that? She's really low on health. I got a little bit of first strike gold off of her, which is funny. She's not taking much damage from me because she has bone plating seemingly. I hit her with my Q. She's low enough to where she doesn't want to go in on me because she feels like she might die, which is good. It's giving us extra room to breathe. I don't want to start Herald. Evelynn isn't as Herald reliant as she used to be, since Heralds only scrape a plate and a sliver now. I'm not a huge fan of them. W Smite, walk him down. Hit him with a point blank Q or auto or E. Oh wait, Singe is in the turret. I'm just gonna R back. I couldn't quite kill him. I was missing too much health and I didn't want him to R me. I'm sitting on a lot of gold. Arguably after the full clear we should have looked for the back, but since I had R, I stayed even though I had a fudge load of gold. But I can go ahead and get Rocket Bell. I don't have to wait for 100 gold or anything. We can buy it because we had futures market. So futures market helps out a lot. So Mej, super important for Evelynn. Most important item in the game. Second most important item is Rocket Belt. It's a dash / movement speed when moving towards enemy champions with it. Really solid stats. You get the AP penetration, HP, ability haste, everything you need. The least important is the HP on it, but even then it's semi-useful. Night Harvester's, it has a baseline value on Evelynn, but the cap on it is definitely real. Since it doesn't speed you up until you hit the enemy champions, oftentimes if you're not close enough to hit them, then you just can't get to them regardless. So Rocket Belt closes that gap for you. There's no control words in these bushes. Typically these lane bushes aren't worded. Gonna hit her with an E, or at least try to, but she flashed past me. We still get the kill. Oh, got his flash. That's big. It's big to get flashes without having to really use anything. Not sure where Moon is at. We need to keep close eye on minimap. Kali is missing. We could go fish the Caitlyn here. Fly trapper between turrets. Wow, they used a lot on that guy. So yeah, I think I am actually going to kill the Caitlyn here. She doesn't have any HP or magic resist items. We're also 2 levels up with pretty big gold spent advantage. So this should work even first strike or electrocute. Ooh, not worth. A Mumu and a Kali both showed up bot side. She had heal. Now I'm just going to run. So the nice thing about free boots is they're fast. And the nice thing about Relentless Hunter is you're fast. I might just have to flash low key. So I was ready to flash or ready to use R there. But yeah, so we're moving 441 right now once Relentless Hunter kicks in, which is good. We get the Caitlyn heal. I also didn't have R. So a little challenging to pick up that kill. I want to play towards dragging her, so I'm going to skip Krugs. You don't have to continue the linear full clear once you're 6 and up, or if you have a reason to break the full clear, like a high value reason, like a free gank or an objective, you have to kind of path towards. Because if I went to Krugs, that would create another 15 seconds of walk time to get to dragon, which we don't want to have to do at the moment. As you can imagine, that would be bad. We had 2 smite charges, so we went ahead and used one. Walking around 2 isn't really the best, especially if you have a bunch of camps, so you might as well just burn one, even if you can start to use them on champs. We're close to finishing our item altogether. We're gonna go ahead and Q Rocket Belt into her, get her with the E. Gonna walk them down so we can't dodge my skill shot. Also, when you walk them down, they try to juke because everyone knows, oh, she's gonna try to hit me, so they'll do this, which is basically like standing in place in terms of distance traveled, and then it's easier to land Q the closer you are. Plus, I'm moving faster than him because I have the free boots and all that. So I almost could hit him over the wall with my Q there. It's fine though. Get the dragon. That's what we need. My R's up, so I would like to stay on the map. It would make sense here. I'm gonna Rocket Belt into him, whip him with R. If you think they're about to flash, if you don't need to use the R, don't. In that situation, I kind of wanted to because I didn't know where the Kali was at, what she was going to be up to. Flashed it. I think I'm dead though. Yeah, that sucks. Couldn't really do anything with my flash because since Akali had her dash on me, I still have enough Mej to justify the item. You never really sell Mej unless selling it gets you a much better item off of immediately selling it, and you have like less than 8 Mej stacks. So like if you're at 0 Mej and selling it could get you a Rabadon right then and there, then it's justifiable. But we're at 15. It's still good value. Against their team, I could really justify Mercs, but I'll just go ahead push Lucids into Raba. My R is down. I'll just go for red buff here. Nah, I'll go bot. The Brand Caitlyn are being absurdly aggressive. One of our best item options against an Akali would actually be a Zhonya's, because we could time out some of her stuff. I need 2 more camps after this Gromp to finish jungle item. It's super fast. Now that I have tier 2 boots, I'm insanely quick as well. I think they might have seen me there. I like to show the stat so I can see how fast I am. So I know my speed compared to theirs once I click on them real quick. Get him with my rocket belt. I could have potentially killed the Caitlyn. I think her recall is about to finish though, and then I saw Bran. Get some Mej there. Go for the Caitlyn. I have R, so it'll be a bit easier. First strike's already given us 420 gold. It's kind of interesting. We're gonna QW, get it with the slow. I didn't want to have to burn R if I didn't have to. I'm just gonna go ahead and hover. I don't want to walk to exactly where they think I'm walking to when I don't know where they're at, because it's gonna get me killed. So yeah, the Akali's being a nuisance. I think she did lose her bone plating at least. So Brand should walk back to lane, we'll kill him. You shouldn't do this too much because they start to expect it and avoid it. But for now, my Mej isn't stacked. Full stacked. Neither is my Dark Silk, because I don't have Dark Silk. Down he goes. We didn't have to use R, which is nice. We're blocking them from coming back to lane. We see there's 2 top, 1 mid, so the only person who could be here is Caitlyn. Kali's kind of on her way. Oh, I'm gonna die to a Kali fudge. Oh, she found me. No. Yes. Yes. I dodged her shuriken, so she actually can't kill me now. We're playing too heavy for kills, and we have a full stack Mej, so like this is the point where you have to transition your mindset. Like kills literally don't matter now. Once you're full stack Mej, you literally don't need any more kills on Evelynn ever. Seriously, like we could get all assists for the rest of the game and it won't matter. All we need to do is get every dragon now and we win the game. So we're good to go. We're set. Absolutely set. R's on a cooldown. We can get Raba here relatively soon. I have my jungle item finished. Touch a bush. I kick from around 420 movement speed to nearly 600. Got off the charm whip back towards my team. I don't really need that kill because I'm full stack Mej. I'm actually be able to cut him off here, see him over the wall with oracles. That actually isn't what I wanted. So my E attached, I wasn't expecting him to flash it, but since he flashed, my empowered E attached me onto him and nearly killed me. That was almost very unfortunate. Oh man. I don't think he necessarily even knew about that interaction because it's somewhat obscure, but turned out decent for him, all things considered. I literally didn't need that kill to whatever though. I'm just gonna R away. I don't feel like dying. We touched the bush and now we're on going supersonic. I don't care if maybe if we go to hit the plant, he does like his flash R like you see. I don't feel like dying. Staying alive is the most important thing in getting dragons. The biggest mistake you can make on Evelynn is dying, giving away 1,000 shutdown gold like I already did. And then at that point, losing your Mej. I'll go over here for the drag. Both team comps scale really well. Theirs might outscale us a little bit, I feel like I'm going to need a Lich Bane this game to play more of a split push style game. Got it. Smited 30 health early or whatever. My R's on cooldown. Corki's not fed, so I don't want to give him blue buff. He's only 1 kill. If he was a little bit more fed, I would definitely give it to him. But for now, I get more XP from monsters than he does. I have jungle items, so just experience alone kind of justifies me taking it over him, even if I don't necessarily need the mana. My R's on cooldown, so I'm not really looking for anything. It's up. Should be looking for something now. Yeah, the speed up every time you kill the big monster in the camp, or a big monster in general, is so nice. Getting you from camp to camp really quickly. I see a Kali mid. If it's Cho'Gath bot, I feel safe approaching a blind bush like this. Otherwise, I would have just kind of pulled it away from the bush. I'm going to skip Krugs, go for her, because I have Rocket Belt, my R up. Xerath's missing his globs. I'm gonna go ahead and Rocket Belt into her smite. Down she goes. I don't think she got me with her shuriken. Yeah, she got Xerath. It's not really worth it. She traded 1 for 1 there. Corki gets the shutdown. Who's top? Mumu's top. Alright, we're safe then. Usually max your W last. It can be good if they're super tanky to max it kind of sooner, so it gets more magic penetration. This Cho's a little scary, dude. Might eat us a little bit of max health damage. I'll just go ahead and put my slow on him, try to keep him inside the MFR. Down he goes. So the thing about Cho'Gath, even though he gets tanky, unless he really has his teammates behind him, there's not much value he can get. He's too big to dodge skill shots, and he doesn't have fast movement speed, and that's it. They quit. They quit. We'll take it. Fun game of Evelynn. Super tempo based. Giga early mesh into a super early Rocket Belt. Let's look at damage dealt, damage taken. Looking at damage dealt enemy champions, we had the most in the game. Looking at damage taken, most on our team. Almost the most in the game too. And for runes, really high value. All in all, Evelynn, high tempo with mesh, tier 2 boots, then Rocket Belt. Pretty crazy as long as you're not dying. A lot of fun. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is King Sticks. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.